protected if they can't go. I think that's what will happen. No, I go 80. Fuck it.
Brian Branch.
I got sent that through my connection about the whole Decker Branch, Joseph, and Maddox situation. There was a quote from his presser this morning.
The most important person, though, out of all that being said,
Probably
was
Decker.
Amon St. Brown, who had a little glitch.
Oh, yeah.
Has a little glitch. They can get over that. They beat the heck out of Cincinnati without Decker. So I mean, I just worry about Amon St. Brown. If Amon St. Brown's not in this lineup,
he's in.
Offensively, we're. Yeah,
He's
I know
in.
he is, but that's what I'm saying. He had a DNP on Wednesday, and people were freaking out about that. And I said he's just resting. He had a little wrist problem. Ain't no big deal.
It was a
And
wrist
he said
strain.
he was feeling good.
It's not a. He said it's no big deal. It's not a break.
Yeah.
It's nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a torn ligament.
This dude was playing football with his muscle off his bone. So I know he can play with a wrist.
What about the year that we went to Thanksgiving and beat the Packers when he had fever blisters and everything else on his feet and put up 120?
That dude's a baller.
I'm going to hop off camera for a second. If there's a topic you want to discuss, go ahead and hit it. I'll be right back.
What's going on, Robbie? What's going on, Ken the Bear fan? Next time he is the other hand. Mike is stupid. Yeah, that's true. Injuries don't. Yeah, that's true. Injuries don't make it. Let's see. So we know Terrion Arnold's probably not going to play. Zach Cunningham is pretty. I don't like that. Taylor Decker, Kirby Joseph. You got to have Kirby back there. You got to have at least one of the safeties back there. Sion Vaki, Brian Branch. He had limited playing time yesterday. We don't know what's going on for today yet. Avonte Maddox, limited playing time. As long as he's playing. Giovanni, that's good because they need somebody to take over Decker's spot. They called up Skipper too, didn't they? Yeah, I think they called up Skipper, so Skipper's up there.
ABA, while Steve is gone, I think he's bringing up the question. I thought I'd hop in there. So right now I'm just the voice of God in the background. Steve was saying that the Lions have not beaten anyone with the winning record yet. Because we were talking about the game this weekend, right? And so even if you win this weekend, KC, not a winning record, your first chance of beating a team with a winning record was going to be the game of the week next week, the Lions and the Buccaneers. But that's his argument. You haven't beaten anyone with a winning record, therefore the Lions are maybe a little overhyped. What do you say to that?
You only play the teams that you play. I don't care if they don't got a winning record. Right? They didn't make the schedule. They got to beat the teams that are on it.
And yet, we heard all off season that we weren't going to beat the Ravens. We weren't going to beat this team. We weren't going to beat that team.
Mm-hmm.
And I supported. I told Steve, I said, yeah, but look, it's not even that. Who cares that they didn't have winning records? They beat the teams they should beat, and they beat them all soundly. It wasn't like walk-off field goals. I am the voice of God.
You're on now.
It's afterlife.
I had to change it to the layout that fit. That's all.
Yeah. No, I didn't mind being the voice of God. I'm going to leave the camera off here for a moment. But yeah, I mean, look, they won the games they're supposed to win. And even though I gave the Lions a little static for the way they finished the Bengals game, which was concerning that they kind of took the foot off the gas for the moment and then said, oh, wait a minute. We took our foot off the gas and are climbing back in. Let's reassert ourselves. They did that. They didn't let that go full. that was my only concern is that, okay, in the Bengals game, they kind of let their foot off the gas and let this joke of a quarterback get back into it a little bit, or at least let him think he was getting back into it before they snatched it back away like the guy with the dollar bill in the insurance commercial. You almost got it. You almost got it. But I mean, you can only play who is on your schedule, but they've won the games they need to win, and they've won them convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, wasn't the Ravens 1-1?
Yeah, that game that you guys had on them like really accentuated their fall.
Right.
I would say
It exposed that rushing defense horribly.
Helped them out. That's all it did. Helped them out to look bad. But I mean, again, and Mike said it best. You play the team that's in front of you, and that's all you got to do. That's all you can do. You know, all these people that are hating out there, that's fine. You can hate all you want, but at the end of the day, you get that W. That's all that counts, right? You see Philadelphia. Philadelphia is stumbling right now, and they shouldn't have.
Giants.
They didn't. They shouldn't have won the 2 of the 4 games that they had before that. But they, luck has it their way sometimes, and it is what it is. But they got the W. They're 4-2. Until if Washington beats Chicago, they're going to be tied with Philadelphia. Washington.
Not happening. Not happening.
Okay. I'm saying if.
Michael.
Yeah. And last year it was the same thing. Oh, the Lions haven't beaten anybody. We went 15-2. Shut the hell up.
Isn't that funny though? I was saying this on the morning show, which JB was sleeping through this morning because he's old.
Yes, I am.
As I was watching the game last night, because we both play the East, and before the season, people are like, "Oh yeah, the Eagles game, that's going to be a hard one or an L, like for the Bears on Black Friday." And the Giants, the Bears should win that game. Now I'm almost thinking more like, well, after watching that game, it's like, I don't know, I think the Giants might be the game to worry about, and the Eagles is not going to be as tough as people think. It's like, after watching that game, you almost flip it. You flip the narrative almost on those two teams.
Yeah, but the Giants still lost to the Saints, so
yeah.
As long as you lose to a team that's over.
Dart's been good at home. He's bad on the road, and that's going to be part of his rookie education.
Yeah,
it's like looking at the sack leaders right now. There's certain people that we see up there, and certain people we don't in the top 11 right now.
Montez Sweat, where are you? Yeah.
Look, it's Brian Burns that was tied with Aiden Hutchinson at hot 5 before last night's game, and now, Josh Sweat is the guy you guys should have got. Look at that. But right now, Byron Young of the Rams, he's got 5.5. That's second. Nick Bonito is at 7, but that's prior to this week's game being played. Brian Burns gets 2 sacks last night. He now ties Nick Bonito at 7. That means Hutchinson and all these guys are tied there at 4th, technically, because 1st and 2nd are tied, right?
Right.
Yeah, not 3rd, technically.
And you got Rashawn Gary, whose emergence is due to the presence of Micah Parsons on the other side, no matter what anybody thinks.
Yep.
It's not.
That's facts.
Look at the bottom 3, though. That's the one you're like, really? I mean, those are the 3 you expect to be at the top.
Yep. And guess who's tied with them?
I mean,
wait, there's one more.
Everybody's got to pump the brakes on everything. This is the 6th game of the season.
Right.
Come on. You got
Rashawn Gary had a bye.
Come on.
Rashawn Gary had a bye, and we're getting to the bye weeks now too, and we're just now getting to that point, BA, where we're starting to figure out what these teams are, right? And we're just now getting, and it's still early. I mean, we were talking about the Giants. Are they selling it now at the deadline? No, because this point of the season, being 2 games out from winning your division, is not insurmountable. You're still in this thing. Even if you're 2-4, you still have a shot at your division in any of these divisions.
But guess who's at 4 right there with Myles Garrett, the 12th one on this list that I couldn't fit on the screenshot?
Who?
Al-Qadim Muhammad.
Who?
Of the Lions. Al-Qadim Muhammad, the guy opposite Hutch. is at 4.
But this is the facts. I don't really look at all this. I mean, I look at the wins and the losses. You play who you got to play, and really until the 8th or the 9th week is really when you can take hold who's doing what. And we even got to that point yet. So I'm not. The Lions could stumble, and the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they won't. But I mean, a lot of things could happen. This season's been wacky. It really has. Teams that beat teams that ain't supposed to be beating teams. You got the Colts. The Colts resurrected from the dead. You got 2 4-1 teams in the AFC South. Nobody thought that was going to happen. Say you thought that was going to happen. Ain't nobody
isn't that the new norm, though? Like every season we say the same thing. This season's so wacky. The last 4 years we've been saying that every year. Oh, this is such a wacky season. It's now the norm.
Oh, Booth, good to see you, brother. He's about to go live on
you're right.
Channel.
You're right, Brian, but this is the norm now. This wackiness is the norm. It's never going as we think it's going to go, and that's the norm now.
Now I do have another screenshot, which is the top 7 teams in sacks this year. What I think is funny, and I'm going to remove the QR code for a moment. Broncos are number 1 and the Lions are number 2. Then it's the Commanders, the Rams, the Steelers, the Browns, and the Colts. There's only one team that really shouldn't be up there because of when you look at their record, but we know that defense is good, and that's the Browns, correct?
Yeah, well, the Commanders will slip this week some. I have a feeling.
The Browns, though, the Browns, though, they have good defense. Their offense can't figure shit out. That's all that is. So
the Commanders will probably slip down. Probably they'll be lucky. They might get a sack, maybe. That Bears O-line pass protection ranked 4 in the NFL right now. That's going to be a tough task for them. But so maybe the Commanders come down that list a little bit.
I thought it was is it pass protection you're doing good, right?
Yeah, pass protection we're ranked 4. Run protection we're ranked like somewhere bad. Not
There's
good.
a reason I'm wearing my Sewell jersey today, because my ignorant ass forgot on my birthday to say happy birthday, Penei Sewell, on turning 25.
Okay.
Do we get another asterisk this weekend? Who knows? I love how people want to put asterisks on games. Yeah,
I don't buy into that at all.
What I think is funny is that we saw the Chiefs go to the Jaguars, and I said the Jaguars were winning because they were at home that Wednesday before. Remember that, Ken?
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, guess who didn't hold back the flags on the Red Kingdom for a change?
KC fans are livid. Did we pay you enough money?
Yep, Penei turned 25 yesterday, along with me turning 55. He was born 30 years after me.
Well, my birthday will be easy for you to remember.
It's Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams shares my birthday with me, yeah.
November 18th, right?
Yeah, November 18th, yep.
See, I didn't forget. Yep, you did. And I thought about it, and I said the Giants could win this game because it's at home, especially if, and I made the joke, especially if the field of knees gets involved.
Saquon is yet to break 100 yards in a game.
Yeah, he had 60. Saquon Barkley, right? He had 62 yards last night.
That's because they only run them 10 times, like dummies. Man, they were talking about that earlier. The Eagles offensive coordinator needs to get fired, because there's no way in hell that if you have a running back like Saquon Barkley, you're going to run him 10 times in a game. That's dumb. That's just like what the Baltimore Ravens do to Henry sometimes. They only run him a couple of times. Dude, these are the 2 of the best running backs in the league, and you're just going to bench, have him take a seat? You need to be fired for that. That's all I got to say. There's no.
Or maybe the field of knees was getting to him, and that's why he wasn't out there.
Man, the first 2 runs, one was for 15, and the second one was like for 20. There was no getting to him. They just stopped running the ball because you got crybaby A.J. Brown over there and Devontae Smith on, you get the ball. Man, shut the hell up. You won a Super Bowl doing the same damn thing. Barkley got 2,000 yards last year. You think there's a coincidence? The reason why you won a Super Bowl, you got in a Super Bowl, and you have a running back that got 2,000 yards? No.
No, I agree with you. They screwed the pooch on a lot of things there yesterday, but they still do that tush push really well. Jesus,
4 times in a row.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I know people were irritated. Man, as soon as they did that, my phone was blowing up with people being irritated. This is why I hate this. I hate this damn thing. I said,
Hey,
well, stop it.
You know, that's a great point by Michael Huck. Both teams that were in the Super Bowl are still suffering the Super Bowl hangover.
Nah. Super Bowl hangover is what you make of it.
Hey, as long as we don't
Here's
come out
your
as
team.
flat as Travis Kelce's fiance on Sunday, we win this game.
If your team is a good team, a good enough team, you shouldn't have any of those problems. And right now, Kansas City and Philadelphia are just not those teams right now. Philadelphia is imploding from within. Kansas City just got to get players back, I think. That's all.
And they lost. All they lost was Kellen Moore, right?
Yeah, all they lost is Kellen Moore, but that was enough. Their offense sucks. Their defense ain't bad.
And congratulations, your Seahawks are looking good. But losing to the 49ers, that had to hurt.
But dude, that's the thing though with the Sea Chickens, like they are a better road team, this is so ironic. And I get the irony of saying this because we're so used to about hearing how great the Seahawks are with the 12th man. They've built a whole culture around it, right? Yet they're better on the road than they are at home the last 2 seasons. Like, so if the Seahawks are on your schedule, you want to play them in Seattle. You don't want to play them at home. I think they've lost, 2 games on the road since the coaching change in Seattle?
Yeah.
They're damn good on the road.
It's been quite the run right now, and I love it. For a lot of teams. I mean, I'm happy that the Colts and Jags are establishing dominance in the AFC South. And I'm glad they're doing it against teams outside their division.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. That's how you know they might be here to stay. Because if they were just beating up on the teams in the division, everybody would say, well, it's the AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of validity to that, JB.
So, too many fumes in the Seahawks home stadium. Don't serve beans.
I hope there's a lot of fumes in the Mariner Stadium. That's for sure.
But I'm looking forward to heading to Arrowhead again because in prime time, with the Lions and the Rams combined, Jared Goff is 14-2. And everybody forgets that how good he is. How good he is right now. I mean, nobody's paying attention to what he's done, which no other
never do.
Game manager QB has done other than 2013 Peyton Manning.
They never do pay attention to Goff. Goff will never be in I had a conversation about this thing too, where he's never going to be in an MVP conversation because he's not the prototypical quarterback.
But wait, he's second in MVP voting by fans right now.
Yeah, he was like that last year until he threw those 4-5 picks in the Houston game, and it took him right out of contention.
Yeah, I know.
They had no problem doing that.
Prime time is the home of the Gofffather. I like that, Bo Booth. That might be the comment of the day right there.
You call him the Gofffather? Oh my God.
That's a Seahawks fan.
Yeah. Still, my God.
Because guess what? When they tried to play us in prime time last year, what happened to the Sea Chickens? He went 18 of 18.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we beat the Sea Chickens because they didn't have their head coach that they had in the previous times they beat us.
Right. But at the same time, that coach was doing well, and they did do well. They were that close to making the playoffs. Coaching
is a difference. I'm gonna tell you that. I knew we were going to win that game because that coach wasn't there anymore. He was with the he wasn't with Was he with? No, he wasn't when
He
he
was
was
at,
Vegas.
he was teaching.
he was-
He was teaching at USC last year.
There you go, teaching at USC. Pete Carroll. Yeah, so I mean,
And
I
I
knew they
wonder
were
if he
going that
regret signing with the Raiders this year.
I would. Well, I like I said, it's a 6 game. You know, people are just about the now. They're not about looking ahead at anything. It's starting to churn into our generation. I can't stand that. Stop doing that. Stop. It ain't about today. It's about what happens down the road. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's not how you start the season. It's how you end the
How you
season.
finish, right? But I will say for the first year coaches right now, we got Liam Cohen at 4-1. We got the Dallas Cowboys at 2-1. We got Ben Johnson at 2-2. We got Kellen Moore at 1-4. At least he beat the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
And then 0-5 is who?
Agent.
Aaron Glenn.
I feel sorry for them, man.
I warned everybody when I saw who he hired, when he picked up Tanner Engstrom, I said, this is a mistake. Having a rookie offensive coordinator with a defensive minded coach.
I don't disagree with that, but look, even with that though, they were showing promise, but now they're getting bit by the injury bug. You know, like losing Quentin Williams, that is the heart and soul of that defense, and that's made a massive impact because they were close and they're fighting hard, and they're doing the right things, and it's just like.
And for the Ravens, it was Matabuke. I don't care what anybody says. That guy in the middle was the reason why their run defense was so good. And behind that, the second level was letting Patrick McQueen walk.
Oh, yeah. That defense has not been the same since he left.
Well, and being comparative towards what AG is in and what Dan Campbell was in his first year, Lions didn't win their first game until week 12. So right. AG, the only difference between the Lions and the Jets is the front office. If the front office is ignorant as fuck, then they're not going to be patient with AG, whereas Sheila was patient with DC. So it's all about the front office. You're not going to turn that team around instantly. That team is just bad morally. They're bad that way, and they got to get motivation, and they got to get the culture changed over there, and it hasn't just happened yet. It's not going to happen like that just because you got a new coach. And then it's all dependent. And the Jets are going to jet. That's what they do. That front office does dumb stuff. So
you can at least see that. You can start to see the change, though. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You can at least start to see the change with AG being there. But yeah, they got issues.
Yeah, AG might fire that OC. You remember that's what Dan Campbell did to Lynn during that first season. He fired him. So. Right, Jets impatient oxymoron. Yes, that's the whole thing right there. That's it in a nutshell. Yeah, Pete Carroll throwing his OC under the bus. Well, he's gonna throw himself underneath the bus.
Much as I hate to say it, he deserved to. Look at the inconsistent in the play calling from game to game, and he let his offensive coordinator run it. I'm gonna say it was worth it.
The OC can't be blamed for Geno Smith, though. Geno's just throwing interceptions like he's giving away cars with Oprah. That dude just can't. What's he lead the league in interceptions? We got 8 or 9 interceptions already. That dude is just sucking. Maybe just sit him down and put another quarterback in there right now. They got Kenny Small Hands Pickett. They can put him in there.
Kenny Pickett.
I mean, they can't do any worse.
Can't do any worse. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It wasn't just Spielman that was in his ear. Remember, she hired it was Spielman, Barry Sanders, and 2 former GMs of other successful teams that were retired. That was a part of that conglomeration of who we hired and who we didn't. And
low battery. Please charge.
The report that was coming out. Yeah, I turned that off. That means no music today, boys.
Boo!
So we're gonna have to hum everything.
Nah.
Hey, could be on the
Because it's Chip Kelly and can't even coach worth a.
The
Yeah,
Voice.
he's a college coach.
Yeah, Chip Kelly is not an NFL guy. He screwed the Philadelphia Eagles up when he went there.
Nope, that was the one I was getting ready to play our favorite tune because I saw a couple people in here that deserve it, and I can't even play it.
We may not have music, but I have a quote. Hold on.
What's that?
Oh, hold on, I got. Let me set it up. All right, you ready?
Yep.
The Vikings suck, and our season ended in the first quarter of week 1.
Damn,
The Vikings suck.
that's blunt.
And that's
There you
Rob
go.
Haspels, I believe it was. Was that is that the voice
Yeah.
I heard?
Yeah, it's Rob. Grok had some new AI tools that I had too much fun with yesterday. I've got another one. This is Bill the Packer. He has some news for everyone as well. Bill the Packer fan.
Oh,
Mm.
I gotta
Let's
take
hear
the
Bill.
mute off. Hold on.
Packers.
There we go. You can tell this one's AI because it's definitely not his voice, but that's just
Go ahead.
because they don't have. But here you go.
I'm really a Bears fan, and the Packers suck.
That's why he's
And-
friends with Mike Jericho.
Yeah, these are AI videos I've got, by the way. So yeah. AI has been. I've been having way too much fun with AI video. So we may not have music, but we have Rob Haspels. And Rob actually did say that during week 1, the first quarter. He's like, that's it, the season's over, we're done. So I did direct quote him, just,
You ad-libbed a little.
ad-libbed a little. Yeah, there you go. That's a good way
Yeah,
to put it.
that's a good. That's okay. People do it all the time. That's how they get clicks in media, in mainstream media. They cut
Yeah.
and chop it, and make it sound like they want.
Yeah, so it was good stuff.
You know,
Yes,
Bo.
thank you, Bo. And yeah, he liked that when I came up with all the Alabama players we had drafted a couple years ago. He said, "Yeah, Roll Pride sounds a lot better."
Roll Pride, that's good.
Because let's face it, that's one of the top tackles in the league, whether it's left or right now. Because we've seen him play both sides during injuries, and would we do that again? Because that game that we did that when Decker was hurt, and Panay played left, and Dan Skipper was right. That was a good game for the offensive line. Is there a chance we do that if Decker doesn't play?
I want to put Skipper in there. There's some people that say they'd rather have Manu in there because Skipper can't play tackle. That's BS. That's what his natural position is. He can play tackle. He's not going to be Decker. No, he's not. But as long as he can prevent, and Manu is just he ain't ready yet. Manu is just not ready yet.
He's a good.
And I know
he's just like he was in college. He's a good road grader, but he is not a pass blocker. He's too upright. He gets bowled over. He gets swam past, and we saw it. Yes, he will be back sometime within the next 3 or 4 weeks. He doesn't even have to hit the IR.
Well, Dan Campbell said that's still up in the air. He doesn't know if it's going to be. Yeah. He don't know when it's going to be. So
right,
he said he didn't know.
He said he did, but they did say he wasn't hitting the IR. That's why it's going to be less than 4 weeks then.
Well, when Dan Campbell says he don't know, he could go on IR anytime. I don't know. When Dan Campbell, talks about those injuries, he's pretty spot on about what he's talking about. So I'm pretty much sure he knows what the hell is going on before anybody else does. Yeah, I mean, if Terran Arnold comes back sooner, then that's great. I mean, DJ Reed probably come back after the bye week.
Yeah,
so
he is coming back after the bye week. So that's when his 21-day activation window starts.
Yeah. So I mean, he'll be fine. I mean, the secondary is going to be fine. I'm glad that these injuries are happening at the beginning of the season instead of the end of the season because last year they just kept coming and coming. I just hope they just stop. And then Aleem's coming back.
Yeah, Aleem's been a full go all week at practice. He has not been limited, so he might. And the rumor is he'll be activated.
Yeah, he's going to play. He's playing this week.
And if he's playing versus the Chiefs, that 5-man front we could put out there. Ooh, wait, where's Pacheco or Kareem Hunt going to go then?
And you got Aleem McNeil and you got Tyleek Williams, and then DJ Reader can be the spell between, I'm pretty sure they're not going to throw McNeil in there full time. They're going to let DJ Reader start off, and then they're going to just add McNeil in there at, spell DJ Reader, because Tyleek is definitely going to get his reps because he's got to. He's been playing pretty well at that position anyway. So, I mean, I think they're going to switch off, but that just makes that defense, the defensive front, a lot tougher. And they're going to need that against. They're going to need to do that against Kansas City. They can do the same plan. The defense does the same plan against Patrick Mahomes as they did against Lamar. I think they'll be fine.
Well, and the Chiefs haven't been running the ball well. Pacheco has not really had a good game yet, has he?
No. Yeah, I know that because I have him on my fantasy, and he's a backup running back.
Yeah, he's on my bench. He's on my bench right now. Yeah, me too.
Unfortunately, I had to start him because one of my guys was on had a bye week, so he was all right. I should have. I need to get. I wish I could have got Bill instead. I would have started him, the running back for the Commanders, because that guy's pretty damn good. Jeremy Gibbs, Sonic, they have good games. Yeah, they should have good games.
Yeah, because the rushing defense hasn't been that good for the Chiefs this year either.
You still got to look for Jones, though. That dude he's still a playmaker. So you guys, and I don't know what's the status on. Oh, you know what? I can look on here because I just
what's that? Who?
Nick Bolton. Oh, so he's been playing full, so he'll play.
Yep.
I was just looking to see because he got hurt in the last game. Nick Bolton that dude is a G. He's a great linebacker. He's another guy that you gotta worry about on there. Oh, they even had Patrick Mahomes on the injury report, huh?
Yeah, I'll be watching the Lions. I'll be definitely watching the Lions game this week because the Bears obviously are Monday night. So
I believe did Worthy play last week or no?
Yeah, he played last week. He was a DNP yesterday, though. They probably just rested him because he had full participation Wednesday. He's a DNP on Thursday. So it sounds like, I mean, from what I've been reading, it sounds like, they're going to make once Friday's practice is over with, they're going to make a decision on whether he's going to start or not. But
comments to Ken. We hope that. I'm looking. I didn't see any questions that were addressed to Ken there.
So any more goals in tournament? I see that question. I don't see any other questions that you put in there, dude.
Okay, that's why. But he was a full go at practice Wednesday, and they sat him on Thursday, which probably is a rest day. It doesn't even say questionable yet. We'll know when the report comes out.
Probably about 3 or 4. Yeah, 3 or 4.
I love the little foo-foo games they play with the injury reports, though, because
see, that's
why guys showing up full participant on the injury report. Okay.
That is something that they struggle with is covering tight ends. We saw that in Laporta's rookie year when we faced him.
Yeah, that's another thing they're going to have to do. They're going to have to make sure Kelsey doesn't get us.
Because, no, I'm talking about the Chiefs defense.
No, I'm talking about our defense against Kelsey. Kelsey is one of those guys that, if he feels good about himself one day, he can kill you. So they need to really pay attention to him too. Xavier Worthy, he's a DNP yesterday. I look at it like this: if he's questionable, they're playing. That's all I gotta say. So right now you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Lions with DNPs for the last 2 days. I know Terrian's not going to start. I probably have a good idea that Decker's not going to be out there either. Kirby Joseph is concerning. I don't care about Vaki. He can, Zach Cunningham is another one that I don't like the fact that he's in DNP.
Right.
But Brian Branch, Avante, Giovanni, Khalif, Aleem, and Amon St. Brown, even though
I'm going to address this right now. That is not Jared Goff's game. He's not as athletic as everybody wants him to be. And that's okay, because guess what? He's one of the best game managers in the business right now.
He has. I don't know what you're talking about. Footwork.
His footwork for passing is amazing.
You haven't obviously seen any of the games that he's played where he stepped up in the pocket when a rush was
Brian,
coming
what it
around
is,
him.
look at this is what it is. It's the conventional wisdom argument, right? Well, his footwork doesn't fit conventional wisdom. Therefore, X. It's like with the Bears. Well, conventional wisdom, you have to establish a running game to get the passing game. You can also use your passing game to get your running game going. But conventional wisdom is that you establish the run to pass. But some teams establish the pass to run. And I think that's what the Bears are this season right now with the way the line is. So that's the same argument. Well, his conventional wisdom is his footwork needs to look like what? This. No, it doesn't. His footwork works for him. So what's wrong with it? If it works, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's quarterbacks that are pocket passers, a la Stafford. I don't see Stafford doing bad. And Goff is another guy that's a pocket passer. There's just some quarterbacks that pocket pass, and there's some quarterbacks that are athletic and run, and that's why their offenses are built the way they are around those quarterbacks. Just because he's not dynamic and he doesn't run and throw the ball at the same time doesn't mean he's a bad quarterback. That's what he does. He's just a pocket quarterback. The footwork stuff,
his footwork as a passer is great. That's all I got to say.
All I got to say, does he win games? Yes. Then who cares?
Yeah, right. Really. Bill, no, I don't think they're going to blow out the Chiefs Sunday night. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I think the Chiefs are going to be probably in pissed off mode because they lost to Jacksonville the way that they did. And they are getting, better. I'm seeing them progress a lot better every game. And like I said, once they get the players back, they should be just fine. I think they're going to start trying to take over that division again. But this will be a pretty close game. It'll be a field goal game, I think. Then the offenses, especially with the defense, the way that it is for the Lions right now and their injuries, their defensive line, their front seven is going to really have to work hard because the defensive backfield is going to be a little bit out of whack. So they're going to have to force turnovers. If they do that, they're going to have to contain Patrick Mahomes. So that's going to be a job in itself.
All right, I'm looking. That's not his game. That's the problem, Dwayne Keane, and that's what everybody hates. But it's not his game. He's not athletic.
Damn it!
And sometimes he runs
with and want him to do all the time. Oh,
he can run. He can run, but he's like that dude wouldn't win a track meet to save his life. That dude runs like a sloth. Ain't no way he's running out of it.
I mean, no, I'm not trying to make this as a comparison, but guess what other quarterback who won a lot of games didn't run well? Tom Brady.
There's a lot of quarterbacks that are like that. That's the point.
Yeah.
They're pocket quarterbacks.
Rodgers doesn't run well.
Why do you think Tom Brady told Tampa Bay, look, I'll take a pay cut. You pay some offensive linemen to come here because I'm not going to be finding myself on my ass. You ain't going to get me hit every 5 minutes. Ain't happening, bro. Yeah. Get some offensive linemen. And that's what Goff is. Goff is, he get that offensive line straight.
And Steve, a lot of Packer fans said the same thing last week when you guys were on the bye. And both NFC North teams won. So I don't listen to that crap.
The Vikings.
But
that's funny.
Let's see who's the top scoring defenses in the NFL right now and see who's at the top and who's at the bottom. And you'd be surprised. And now, granted, the one had one less game. The Bears are the number one scoring defense. The Cardinals are second. The Packers are third. Giants are fourth, and then us, then the Commanders, then the Eagles, then the Steelers.
And then remember on top of that, too, that Chicago's played one less game.
So has the Packers. That's why I said that.
I am kind of surprised by that because our defense, especially against the run, has been terrible. But it's been the interceptions. But still. Hey, I'll take it. That's a pleasant surprise.
Look
Wow,
what
the Falcons.
defense has 100% red zone efficiency. The Cardinals.
No,
What's the
yeah,
Bears?
they
What-
had the
I can't-
defenses like that, but their offensive efficiency in the red zone's got to be like
Okay,
5%.
And then look at the other one. There's a tell in here. The Packers at 66.7. They've only lost one game and they tied another. The Giants are only 42.9 and only 2 games out right now, right?
Yeah.
In their division.
Mhm.
The Lions at 77.8. The other team that's good in the red zone here. Look at that. The Eagles, the Commanders. Look at one of the worst ones that's on this list. It's the Steelers. They can't stop anybody in the red zone. 33.3% efficient. That's very, very bad, guys. That means that's smoke and mirrors that they're living on right now with their winning record. If somebody gets to the red zone a lot, they're going to score a lot.
It's a shame. The AFC North used to be one of the best divisions in the NFL. Now they suck.
That's a good question
All
for
of
you,
the
Ken.
teams suck.
Well, to compete with the Packers, nothing. To compete with the Lions, kind of feel the same way. But if they're going to add, so here's why I say nothing, because we're getting some people back this week that should help with both the sack the sack and pressure numbers and the run defense. Right, getting Edwards back and getting Spidey back at the nickel corner will make a big impact for that Bears defense. But if I was going to add anyone, if I can get Trey
I
Henderson,
just like the fact he's addressing you. You know, it's nice that everybody here gets represented, because this show isn't always. I mean, it is a Lions-based show, but if I got someone here from another team, I prefer them to be addressed too.
if the Bears could add Trey Hendrickson, I mean, obviously it makes the pass rush better, but obviously I don't think the Bears are going to do much of anything unless it fits perfectly right. Some fans want a running back. No, that's more the offensive line is not getting pushed. The Bears are terrible on run block right now. The offensive line gets no push, so that's just got to improve internally. But with guys coming back off injury, I think the Bears are pretty good. I'm not worried about the Packers. The Lions, we get them week 18, so I'm not worried about that game, because week 18 could mean nothing. It could mean everything. But look, getting the guys back, I think that's like getting the guys we're getting back is like picking up someone at the trade deadline in a way. They haven't played all year. Mm-hmm. They're both making season debuts. And then Booker's off the IR, 2 at the edge. And he's grown exponentially from last year. So really, I don't see the Bears. I don't think they have to do anything. Maybe a cornerback for some depth because JJ's out. But the guys we have going right now played well with 7 interceptions in the last 2 weeks.
No, I did hear Russell Wilson's available. The Vikings could trade for him.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Poor Russ.
The Breece Hall thing.
He just needs to go home with Sierra and just chill out.
The Breece Hall thing is intriguing because he's like a better version of Monangai and Roshan Johnson for you guys.
Yeah.
With outside run capability, which would make it so Swift is an option for trade bait before the draft for you, because next year is when his cap will be able to do that.
Yeah, because Breece is actually the same player that Swift is. The problem with Breece is holding on to the ball.
Yeah,
that's his problem.
Yeah,
he was not good.
Yeah,
he was King Henry Light
ball handler. Mm-hmm.
I mean, and like just look at forget about Kamara, because next year his cap number is 18 mil. So no one in the North is going to trade for him. Right. Breece Hall is interesting because I think his contract next year is somewhere between 6 to 8 mil. And then
the 5th year after that, right?
Yeah, this is his 5th year option this year. So okay. you're gonna have to re-sign him. The other one you hear is Achane, same deal. 5th, he's on his end of his rookie contract, not 5th year option. Both these guys were second rounders. But both these guys, Achane and Breece Hall, you need to re-sign at the end of the season. I think both of them, Achane will be more expensive probably than Hall. But you're looking no more than $8 million if you want to keep them.
Um,
And I think that's important for the Bears, for the Lions, or any team in the North. Look, none of these teams are sellers, but we're also not all inners. Like
Right.
we're looking for a trade where we can keep a guy for 2 or 3 years.
I don't think he'll be canned this year because he's a rookie head coach. A lot of teams don't give up on rookie head coaches the first year.
Well, it's the Jets. So that's the only.
Well, unless they have someone in the wings like the Pats did last year, that's why that happened.
It's the Jets. I'm
yeah,
going to say it again. It's the Jets. They do dumb stuff all the time. They're like the Cleveland Browns. So
what is it? The owner's name is Woody whatever, right?
Yeah, from Toy Story.
Yeah, that Woody. He loves Aaron Glenn. That's why he brought him there. Remember, he was a part of the GM. He had just bought it when they re-signed AG the first time because he loved Aaron Glenn then.
Yeah, I don't see Glenn. And look, they're fighting for Glenn. You can tell the culture is starting to change with the Jets. So it's moving in the record doesn't show it, but they're moving in a positive direction.
Well, I tell you what.
And so are the Saints.
Yeah.
If next year Aaron Glenn is still the coach of that Jets team, I guarantee you half them players are gone.
Yep.
Because I can tell you right now, there's a lot of dissension on those players. This is the reason why they're not winning a lot of games too. These players are trying to fight this whole thing. And unfortunately, Sauce is one of them. And it's something I don't like about, I didn't like about that whole situation with Sauce. You're starting to speak up about stuff, and dude, you got to play on that level. So
yeah, he started hyping up about how he doesn't like how the coaching is more strict.
Mm-hmm.
But that's weird. That's weird when we heard how strict Robert Salah was while he was there, when Sauce played like an animal his rookie year and hasn't been the same since.
But JB, even worse, he's vocally complaining that coaching is too strict. What team is going to trade for you?
Mm-hmm.
It won't be any of the strict teams. It won't be. And even though it doesn't seem like it, the Lions are a strict team with their players.
And ironically, in Chicago last year, what was the complaint? We're not being held to account enough, where it's not strict enough. So maybe Dallas will, because Eberflus is there, and obviously he's not that strict. So there's your destination for Sauce Gardner, the Cowgirls. Oh wait, but they don't have the money for it. Never mind.
Well, I mean, Sauce just needs, that's a guy that I coached in PAL League, and that's how he basically, I mean, he was a cornerback then too. He was a very good cornerback as a youngster, and then he went to King and did a very good job at King, and he went to Cincinnati and did a very good job there. He's a good kid. I've known him for a long time. I don't talk to him, like that anymore because he's a pro. So
you should,
but
you should reach out and say, hey,
yeah, I should cuss his ass out for saying that kind of stuff. Look, dude, you better than that. Your mama raised you better than that. You know better. Stop doing that stuff. You're making yourself look bad. I know you ain't a bad corner. So
yeah,
get together.
I pay attention to stealing signs because every team steals signs in the NFL.
Yep.
They do it in baseball. They do it in the football. They do it in basketball.
The Astros didn't steal signs. What are you talking about?
No, they just telegraphed it.
They telegraphed it.
banging, and
they do it in college.
Did you see the documentary on the guy from Michigan?
Yeah,
that was great.
And how he admitted that he paid for everything himself and that it really wasn't Michigan putting him out there.
Yeah.
That's why Michigan got this. Bad boy. It would have been a lot worse had there been anything in that proved that Michigan was actually guilty of that stuff.
You gotta go with the Patriot slogan: "If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying."
Yeah,
that's an Army thing. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. If you get caught, you're not trying hard enough.
Right.
That or you're stupid.
Right.
That's what my drill sergeant added to that one.
There are a lot of stupid people, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, a good friend of mine used to say, stupidity, you can't fix it, but you can medicate it into a coma. Because then it's
I like
not
that. That's a good one.
murder. You like that one, huh?
That's good, yeah. I think there might be a meme coming with that pretty soon.
I better make sure my face is on it. I want my credit.
Speaking of which, in 3 days.
Oh,
why? Why?
Okay. Why what?
Get Garrett Wilson for the Bears. Why?
Yeah, I'm not getting that one either. Why would you want to get Garrett Wilson?
The wide receiving room in Chicago is a plethora of riches, you have to admit.
Yeah.
1 through 5.
You got a good receiver room.
Yeah. What's Garrett Wilson adding? I don't get
unless
that.
Unless it's addition by subtraction, because he could go there and replace DJ Moore, and DJ Moore could get traded for him. That's like one and the same guy to me. But why would you got a good receiver room? Why would
and DJ Moore's on a team-friendly contract.
Yeah, so
people are going, well, here's the thing. Well, yeah, but DJ doesn't have the numbers this year. It's all Rome. Why do you think that is? Because defenses have to pay attention to DJ Moore. And the second they don't, they start putting all their attention to Rome. Guess who's going to have all the numbers? DJ. Come on, guys. Second, third orders of effect here. I love that. Like when guys have 2 running backs that are really good, and I'll give Lions fans credit because Lions fans could say, "Oh, we don't need Montgomery. We got Jahmyr Gibbs. We don't need Montgomery." Yeah, you need Montgomery for a game or 2. You can get away without it, but over a whole season, you need Montgomery to be the yin to the yang. And DJ Moore right now is the yin to the yang of Rome Odunze. Guys, just because they're not putting up big numbers, like this whole Edwards argument in Chicago, like, well, one of them's contract's too much. Yeah, but
hold up, Bill. Why do you need a superstar like Devontae Adams? They don't need a superstar. They got Bill. What are you trying to say, man?
Yeah, because Rome Odunze is obviously not a superstar or a
Devontae Adams ain't even a superstar in his own damn team. Puka Nacua is a superstar.
And like DJ Moore doesn't have to be the stud. He just has to.
No.
He just
Odunze's taking over that spot.
Oh, yeah. The truth. And here's the thing. DJ Moore, people see he's a quiet 1,000-yard guy. This guy was putting up 1,000-yard seasons all over the place. Just like DJ Moore is a receiver you want on your team. He does so many things for that team. Yeah, I don't get that argument.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm hard on Montez.
DJ Moore is it?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
DJ Moore has been doing fine with what he's been targeted. The thing is, he's not being targeted because Rome Odunze is stepping up and getting open and getting separation. That's the difference. And Caleb really, even though their offensive line is better, hasn't had the time to allow the deep route that DJ Moore excels at to get open. So he's had to use more of the crossing routes and more of the intermediate route with Rome Odunze to make it happen.
But the thing is, DJ is still getting targets. He's still getting some targets. But the thing is, like, he gets just enough targets where you have to pay close attention to him. And that's what's letting Zacchaeus get open. That's what's allowing Rome to get the single man coverage that he can beat. It's what's letting Luther Burn III to get the single man coverage that he easily beats. All this is predicated on 1 or 2 early throws of DJ Moore or the threat of DJ Moore. You get rid of that threat. So adding Garrett Wilson or Devontae, you know what the difference is? Devontae would be crying because I'm not getting the ball enough, and instead of doing what he's doing to help the team. Whereas DJ's like, I'm just here to help the team. Oh, you want me to run the ball too? Why not? I don't care. Well, let's go. So DJ does a lot, and I don't disagree with what you're saying, but he does do good middle routes. His yak is one always been really good. But he's creating separation for the other receivers. Yeah, that argument just sorry.
Well, this is a better argument. Well, Tom, gonna go get Devontae, and they ain't gonna go get them guys. They're not, because Devontae's already. He's with a better quarterback. He's with Stafford.
That being said,
why would the Rams trade him?
Ass riding his overrated ass.
The Rams aren't trading Devontae.
Hell no, they ain't.
Why don't you
Stafford loves Devontae.
Yeah. Well, why don't you tell him to trade Puka?
Okay, guys. That being said, it is time to do the division rankings like we do every Friday at the end of the show. And in last place, it's Ken's favorite team. Fuck the Bears, 2-2. At 3-2, the Vikings are still skullfucked. In second place at 2-1-1 because they are that tie means something in the NFL. FTP. Fuck the Packers.
That's tie as good as a loss to me.
Number 1 at 4-1. And I think they'll go 5-1 this Sunday night because it's prime time for Jared Goff thrives. Kings of the North. Detroit Lions, 2 years running. Coming out of Flint where the water's shit, but the tires are good.
There you go.
Have a great day, everybody. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, BA. It's always fun to be here. It's always fun to talk football with you guys. Sorry about this morning, but my body said, F you, you're not waking up. I even slept through the alarm.
Old man.
Yes. Proud of it. Have a great day.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.